This is going to be a video on how to run a quick diagnostics on a SeedStar 2 or SeedStar XP planter using a 2600-2630 display. To do that, we go into our menu tab in the lower right corner, go to our planter icon. From here we go to our Diagnostics tab, which is the wrench laying on top of the book, which is tab J. Here we can do a quick overview of on our readings. We can look at our hardware software versions at this point. We can also take a look at our sensor statuses here, whether it be tractor speed or vacuum pressure on our vacuum motors on our planter, as well as we can check the voltage of each one of those. It's a quick way to go and look at the voltage across them to ensure that they're all being powered evenly, and that may be some of our issues that we may be having. Then we go into system voltages, whether we're getting a good voltage supply to our seed, vacuum, fertilizer height, and control input sensors modules. And then we get to do our VR variable rate drive data, in which we can watch this page and activate our variable rate drives and see how many RPMs are turning, as well as the valve percentage, and whether we have ground speed and we're hitting our target population. We can also go to the EPM status, which is our electronic planter modules. You can go and check and see, ensure that both of them are online and active. Green means that they are. We can also look at each one individually, and it'll show the voltage supply for each of the inputs. From here, we can also run a quick diagnostic test as well by going to the test icon, tab at the top of the screen. We can look at it, see our seed tubes, sensors are all operational, and it'll tell you that they all are. If there's not, it'll say, if you have row 5 down, it'll say row 5 sensors are not operational. We can do a seed drop test, in which we can manually input a row that we want to look at. Say if I want to look at row 10, and I want to monitor 2, 3, and 4 as well. I can do a seed drop test where I manually go back there and turn my meters with my vacuum running and see how many seeds that I drop, and I can catch those in a cup and count those, and then come back to my display and see how many seeds it counted as well, and that'll tell me whether my sensor was picking up my seed or not. If not at all, then the sensor's probably bad. If you're missing a few, it's usually dependent on seed size. You can put in a seed tube insert to help direct the seed right in front of the optical eye. Or if it's a high population, then maybe you need to adjust your population adjust a bit to calibrate those sensors. You can do a timed seed drop test, a variable rate drive events log. You can go in here to look and see if there's any events that have been logged. You can also do a variable rate drive motor and valve flush from here. Then if you, some detect cases have a diagnostic code that you can type in. It's usually a 6-digit code. This is where you would go to type that in. It may be to bypass some kind of error that's in the software. But you can type in the white box here and fill in those values to enter that code. Then you can rotate your meters and see that all of them are turning. Once again, you can watch your RPMs and all that information at this page. You can just hit this little icon, the gear at the lower right corner of the screen, and it'll turn your variable rate motors. Then we have, if you have row clutches, it'll show the output state, and you can toggle to allow the planter to be raised or stopped, and it'll turn green when it's okay and red when it's not. And you can look at each one clutch individually at the bottom by typing in, say we want to look at row 8 and monitor it as well. Or we can just go through by hitting our next page in the right or left side of the screen and go through each one of those rows. Then if we have a row clutch self-test, you can just hit that button there and it'll run the clutch test. And it'll tell you whether all are operational or if you had any issues there that you may need to correct. So that's a quick basic diagnostics for SeedStar 2, SeedStar XP planter using a 2600-2630 display.